But one of the things I thought that was most interesting, our county made the national news. Yeah, could you put, yeah, made national news. It was on Fox, but the data came right here from the Los Angeles Regional Crime Information System, and it talked about how crime was rising in LA County. So at one point, when I thought that the captain was going to be here, I was going to ask him about some of those statistics and see what he had to say. But then, the Signal published a letter. Signal published an article on the 15th, and it talked about the fact that everybody was trying to explain the crime rates from 2020 and the reason why there's such an increase in crime. So he talked about a 2.8 increase in Part 1 crimes overall, which were reported over in 2021. But when you start looking at those Part 1 crimes, you can start breaking them down into smaller amounts. And by the way, I did not go to the FBI website, which has all of the crime statistics that they report. I just used the information out of this one particular article, and it said that in the cases of violent crimes, rape went up 17%. That's amazing. I mean, that's just something else. And that there was a 10% increase, or a 10.5% increase in aggravated assaults, 211 cases in 2021, 55 cases of rape during that same period. Then it talked about property crimes. 15% increase in burglaries for 361 cases, and 7.5% increase in theft for 1,709 cases. 20% increase in grand auto theft for 390 cases, and 144% increase in arson, 22 cases. So total out of these numbers, which aren't the complete set, there was 2,748 cases reported in 2021. That's a lot of cases. If you look at that and you compare LA County to Santa Clarita Valley, we're winning, right? LA County reported a 1.8% increase in rape. Santa Clarita Valley reported a 17% increase in rape. Auto theft is about the same. The county had about a 25%, 26% increase. We had a 20% increase. In aggravated assaults, we had 10% and 11%, and they had 5%. So overall, in the numbers that I could balance one for one, crime is rising in Santa Clarita Valley faster than in LA County overall. Now, I couldn't take all the numbers that they reported because some of them were just apples and oranges, but it just looks to me like we're not doing that well. If you look at 2,748 cases per year, that's 7.5 cases per day. It says that the deputies are probably pretty big. And that makes, if there's 300,000 people in our valley, that makes your chance of being hit with a crime 1 in 3,000. That's not a very good number. Because I know that many crimes go unreported. So I've talked to business owners in Newhall, and some of them get broken into regularly, and they don't report them. And the reason why they don't report them is because if they report the crime, then they have to wait for then it shuts down their business for the day. They have to wait for the crime team to come out. The crime team comes out and they do whatever they do. No one ever seems to get caught. And they lose a day's worth of business, and the amount of time they lose is greater than what they lost in the theft. And in some cases, you know, that tells me, we talked about this with the captain last time he was here, that we have a lot of people that are being arrested multiple times, and sometimes twice in a day. because of the way we're doing business. And petty theft in a lot of cases is just not worth the effort. So like he was saying, if you leave your garage open and all of a sudden you find that there's something small missing, I doubt very seriously whether you're going to call a sheriff and file a report. You just let it go. It's just the way it is. So as far as I'm concerned, the cause of this is GasCon's zero bail system. So it gives us repeat offenders. It must be very frustrating for people like Deputy Navarro and Captain Diaz to arrest somebody for a crime and then have them released within hours and back out on the street, and then avails himself to commit another crime. So how are we going to fix this? Now, politicians always want to fix things with money. Our Representative Garcia has proposed a Public Safety Enforcement Act. And it's H.R. 6132. It provides funding for 100,000 additional police officers over 5 years. Now that's providing you can get 100,000 additional police officers. And where are you going to get the money? This is going to be paid for by a portion of Biden's 1994 Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act. And that might be all well and good. But I don't believe that we need more cops. I believe that our law enforcement guys are doing all they can to keep us safe. Well, what our community needs is fewer criminals on the streets. And that's not what's happening. Because if that doesn't happen, if things just continue to get worse, well, we always talk about a return to being the Wild West, right? I mean, you can go watch Gunsmoke, and you can look in the representative of every home there, and there was a gun hanging on the wall, so they could go grab it in case that somebody came in. And I would hate to see that happen again here in Santa Clarita.